Komiža is a Croatian coastal town lying on the western coast of the island of Vis in the central part of the Adriatic Sea. As of 2011, Komiža proper has a population of 1,397, while the entire municipality has 1,526 residents. Komiža is located at the foot of the Hill. An average air temperature in January is 10.1 degrees Celsius. Economy is based on farming, winemaking, fishing and fish processing, seafaring and in recent times on tourism. The fishermen are noted for the Falkusa vessels. Komiža has two roads that connect it with the town of Vis, the only town being connected with split by a ferry line. They are the D117 State Road and a County Road. General information. Situated in a deep bay, whose eastern coast abounds with large pebble beaches, Komiža offers excellent visitor opportunities, quality accommodation, a number of cultural and historic sites, monasteries and fortresses. It is famous for its fishermen. Sports and recreational facilities include 3 bocce courts, as well as various playgrounds for basketball, handball and football. Water sports and diving are part of the town's summer activities. Komiža is famous for its wines. Geography. Komiža is located on the island of Vis, which is the most distant large island in the central Dalmatian coast. Vis is centered on 90.3 square kilometers of land. Its widest point spans 17 kilometers and from north to south its maximum length is 8 kilometers. It is approximately 45 to 55 kilometers from the Dalmatian coastline to the island of Vis. The coastline of Vis measures 76.7 kilometers long and is marked by bays, coves and natural ports. Climate. Komiža experiences warm and temperate winters with warm to hot summers with the landward breeze making it the most moderate climate in the Republic of Croatia. The climate allows for tropical and Mediterranean vegetation, including palms, carobs, olives, grapes and lemons. The average rainfall is about 750 millimeters per square meter. The island of Vis has a number of natural sources of drinking water from the natural spring water reservoirs. The island is also home to 12 distinct types of island vegetation. Vis has been marked as one of the 10 most environmentally preserved islands in the Mediterranean by the World Organization for Environmental Protection. Landmarks. The settlement of Komiža was first mentioned in the 12th century. In the 13th century, the Benedictines established the St. Nicholas Monastery on elevated ground above the settlement. The oldest part of the monastery is a single-naved Romanesque church with a semicircular apse dating from the 13th century. In the period between the 14th and 17th century, a large 5-naved church was built. Its central nave dates back to the beginning of the 16th century and the large Baroque sanctuary to 1652. 2 high square towers in Romanesque style are what is left from the original monastery fortifications. The tower above the church facade was converted into a bell tower in 1770. The citadel in the port was built in 1585. The Church of Our Lady of Pirates consists of 3 single-nave churches connected via internal arches. The oldest of the 3 is the middle church, while the side churches were built in the 17th and the 18th centuries. The church features Baroque altars, an organ from 1670 and a 17th-century silver relief of Our Lady of the Rosary. The fortified Church of St. Roch was erected in 1763, and the Church of Our Lady of the Seven Sorrows dates back to 1756. The Art Nouveau building of the community center from the beginning of the 20th century is a work by the architect A. Bezic. The memorial center was designed by S. Planik, the author of the reliefs and mosaics is B. Mardizik. The Gallery of Adriatic has been open in Komiža since 1966, and since 1984 also the Gallery of Boris Mardišić. Komiža is well known for its close proximity to the island of Bisevo, which is visited by 10,000 tourists each year who come to see the unique blue grotto. Bisevo, in the early 1900s with a population of about 200 residents, was noted for beekeeping and wild honey production. Popular sites also include the St. Nicholas Convent Monastery from the 13th century, the castle in the harbour from the 16th century, and the Baroque sanctuary from the 16th century. There is also the annual celebration of Komiža's fishing heritage, Ribarska NOC. The festival features fireworks, many types of traditional food, souvenir shops, ice cream stands, and a children's kayak race. Winemaking. Today winemaking is done mostly for personal consumption. The money generated by winemaking is not enough for a commercial industry. Grape harvest is performed in mid-September, being field crushed and then fermented for 3 to 10 days. It is then pressed once and barrel-aged for about 2 to 4 months. The pressed mash is reconstituted with water and allowed to ferment for a few more days and is pressed again, with this pressing being distilled and used to make the famous grappa. Generally the vines are sprayed once with insecticide and then blue-stoned about 4 times during the growing season. The distillation of rosemary oil results in the production of up to 24,000 pounds oil per year. A fishing tradition. In the early 20th century, many Komiža fishermen emigrated to America and came to settle in Washington state. They were among the first to introduce modern fishing methods to and helped pioneer the North Pacific salmon fishing industry. In the earliest days of the 20th century, these intrepid men were plying the fertile waters of the Puget Sound in Washington state. By 1920, voyaging from the home ports of Everett, Seattle, Bellingham, Gig Harbor and Anacortes, Washington on wooden vessels typically of no more than 60, equipped with only a compass and often highly inaccurate charts to navigate by, they would travel to the abundant Alaskan salmon fishing grounds of Prince William Sound, Southeast Alaska and False Pass. This perilous journey covered 1,000 miles, often taking weeks, and from which sadly countless men would never return. Descendants of these men still fish the same waters and take the same perilous journeys today. Komiža fishermen also emigrated to California's San Pedro, Long Beach area and Monterey, California's Cannery Row, and were highly successful in the then thriving California sardine fisheries of the first half of the 20th century. Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana is home to another group descended from Komiža fishermen who left Dalmatia over a century ago. As a result of this influence, it is still local custom to serve at least one meal that includes a seafood dish daily. Traditionally, the fishermen used the falkusa, a unique wooden sailboat that is tapered narrowly on both ends.